I once had a customer blow a fireball at me. I look behind me and this guy's got a flask. Now, I'm not about to judge you and your lifestyle choices. So I turn around and I'm walking closer. Now the guy's holding a lighter and I think, oh, what's he gonna do with that? He just, I am a fire performer. So I did the professional thing and I went, fuck! And I laughed and I fell down. I look at this guy and I go, hey man, that was awesome. Don't you ever do that to somebody ever again. So the guy's like, ah, all right, and his hand's on fire. So I go, hey man, you're a blaze. And he goes, oh. Now his crotch is on fire. I am about to walk up and just start whomping on this dude's crotch, but he got the fire out, everything was fine, everyone thought it was part of the show, and ever since then I make sure the fire extinguisher's a lot closer. Come on, bub.
What do you think brings people to sideshows in general?
Shock, awe, and wonder. See things you've never seen before and never see again. Most people don't know what they're paying for. I'm Dammit Dan Block, the amazing face, from Asheville, North Carolina / Chicago, and I hurt myself for money.
I don't think there's anything else spare in your trunk.
It's an interesting 1-2 punch that happens. You walk through a hallway where you see at first everything's fake and it's supposed to be fake. It's talking about the history of sideshow. And then you walk a little bit farther and then honestly, everything's real. You get to another corner, you get the two-headed animals and then the movie stuff. And then that's all weird and interesting, but you could see that somewhere. And then somebody dressed up as a cryptozoologist. Some days it's a guy in a tutu. Some days it's a goofy kid with green hair. Just pops out and is like, hey guys, follow me. Johnny Depp used to live here, brotcha. You get them, you go to a wax museum, and then the people are still like, this is weird. And then you sit down in a room after looking at Bigfoot. And then depending on what you see something really weird. My experience with sideshow is so different than everybody else's. I got lucky. I got really lucky. I was in Virginia and I woke up one night after going to sleep very angry and I was very hungover. And this 10-year-old kid was touching my stuff and I said, hey man, like, don't do that. And he was like, no. And I said, what did you say to me? So I went over to my friend who I knew had a taser because he was one of the, at the time, 4 people in the world that tased himself in the face. And I was like, hey, Brian, can I borrow your stun gun? I'm gonna tase a kid. And he said, nah, I forgot it, but you want to hammer a nail in your face? And I was like, yeah, sounds like it could be fun. So, did that. I showed enthusiasm, so he let me snap a mousetrap on my tongue. Enthusiasm for that. So then he taught me how to tase myself in the face. Enthusiasm for that. Then I benched a piece of rebar with the hollow on my neck, and then we just kept doing it.
It was just like a little roadside attraction, just a little thing to kind of almost a gimmick to get people into the store. But then I quickly realized that was the thing that people wanted to see. They didn't really care about as much buying stuff as wanting to see this stuff. And then it started growing. People wanted to see more and more of this museum. So I started adding to it. And then before long, people started showing up who said, I can do this, and like hammer a nail into my nose, or I could swallow a sword, or I can juggle fire. Would you let me perform back there? And like the very first person that came, I remember thinking, oh, that sounds kind of dangerous, but sure, that would be kind of cool.
I don't care. That dog has 3 legs. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, to begin, I am not a magician. Oh my God. Everyone, this is my best friend, Dapper, the 3-legged wonder. He doesn't do anything, I just love my dog. Now check this out, I want to show you guys something. You see this right here? This is my bub. My bub does have a nub. It's okay to fall in wub. Can we talk about the timing on the child laugh? Hi. Hi. He's a puppy. Now, look, he's a pogo stick. I know. I am always kind of like, maybe you should tell the people up front that what's gonna happen. No, don't get me wrong, I love having people walk out. It is super dramatic, and everyone else that remains is like, you guys are hardcore. I have made people cry, I've made people vomit, and one day made a lady pass out.
What's the lady passing out story?
It was a room full of 30 people. I put the scissors in my face, and she was in the front row, and I saw her go, and then I stopped, and I'm like, hey man, is she okay to her boyfriend? And he's, oh man, I don't know. So we're both concerned for her. The 28 other people in the room are roaring with laughter because this is hilarious. So she wakes up, and I'm not doing the show right now. I'm just in front of her like, honey, are you okay? I got a cup of water, I gave her some water, and I'm like, I think you should go. And she's like, no, and I'm like, I know this is really embarrassing for you, but I'm about to put hooks in my eyes, and I don't think you can handle it. She didn't, she was fine. When I first started, someone almost passed out. I did kick that lady out of my room because she was standing and she wouldn't sit down. And if you're not gonna sit down, you definitely can't stay if you start wavering. So much fun. Do you guys have any, I haven't asked them, but do you guys have any questions about anything you've seen so far? No. 6 foot figure frozen in a block of ice. My dog has 3 legs.
Yeah.
It's all pretty self-explanatory. It's fine. It's fine.
It's weird, but it's cool.
Now, has anybody here ever seen a sideshow before?
No.
No. Does anyone here know what a sideshow is?
I think so.
Yeah. Can you define it for me? Is that too weird?
No.
Cool. Awesome. That's fair. No, I put people in spots is a terrible thing. My favorite answer for that was somebody once said, it's a really good time with a really good group of friends. So, that's a good answer. Does anyone here know what you paid for?
Weirdness.
We're sideshow performers. People always forget about the second part. There's 2 kinds of people. That's not true at all. There are different people who view this differently. Which word takes more importance? There are people that think sideshow is more important, and then they rely on the stunts to be the show. That can be really cool. Also, like usually, it has to be more terrifying and intense. There's one performer in Cutthroat Sideshow that puts hooks in his chest and people play drums on him. Sounds amazing. Don't really think I want to do that though. And then there's the performer aspect. I like to think of myself as more of that, where talking to people, making jokes, doing the hand movements, controlling the audience. If you can do that better than the sideshow, the first one doesn't matter as much. The first person I showed this to cried. That's a true story. And a very good day. I won't be offended, please don't think I will. People do ask if this is for dramatic effect. It's not. Sorry, I really like that thing. I've made people cry, I've made people vomit. Once I made a lady pass out. I don't want to get a negative Yelp review because you didn't believe me, cool? One day I did the scissors, and I don't blunt my scissors, not as a point of pride, I'm just lazy. I felt them cut my entire sinus cavity. I did the balloon the next show, and it came out covered in blood, just covered in blood. But I'm under a black light, so nobody has to really know. So I pull it out really quick, I sanitize my hands so I'm not touching anybody. So then the show's over, and then I go to the front, and I'm like, hey guys, don't do the next show for about 10 minutes. I gotta go do something. And they're like, yeah, okay, so I got a bottle of saline, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just gonna wash out my nose. And I look in the mirror, and I'm just covered in blood. Not like Carrie amount, but just like streaks of blood all over my face and neck, and I'm like, nobody said anything. So that was great. That's happened a couple of times. I haven't bled in a long time, though. I tend to try not to. I think I've told Steve before, I've bled at the museum a lot, and I don't know if he thinks I'm serious, or thinks it's just a saying.
We made it through.
That's right. That's fun.
Or even before, for thousands of years, people have been doing amazing acts to kind of astound the crowds. But, I think our guys specifically go back to Barnum and his sideshow and the dime museum that he started. And so, but they also kind of bring it up to like modern standards and maybe even a little bit more shocking, no pun intended, than they did back then. So, but yeah, it's definitely is in the footsteps of the sideshow.
Well, I filled up with 3 milk jugs, so I figured I'm gonna count them. And my mentor was like, I'm pretty sure we can get you a world record on that, and I can get you a plaque. Okay.
Is it going in the museum?
Yeah. If I have a plaque in this head full of balloons, there's no way Steve won't put it in here. The idea is also, I kind of want to have some like physical remembrance of this period of my life.
Mm-hmm.
no idea of how many shows I've done.
How would you compare today's sideshows to kind of old school classic sideshows?
Oh my god, it's totally a dying art. The future of it, I have no idea what's gonna happen next. It's interesting. I always ask my shows if anyone here has seen a sideshow before, and then if anybody asks why, it's because, does anybody know my friends? It's not why. I want to know if anyone's seen a sideshow before, because I always knew what this was. I was familiar with what the human blockhead was long before I ever did it. That's kind of why I did it. I knew exactly how to do it. No one has, so people get freaked out by the easiest things. I don't have to be extreme at the museum. I don't have to go crazy. And in my opinion, I'm not necessarily going that crazy. Eventually, I would like to end my sideshow career in Coney Island as the resident blockhead and possible MC. So I'd love to end it there, and then from New York, get on a plane or a boat, go overseas, and then I have no idea.
Just do a round trip.
I never had any idea. I thought I'd be dead by 21, then I didn't die. Then I thought I'd be dead by 24, then I didn't die. And I turned 25, and I was like, oh God, I think I've got like to make some plans. So, happy now? That's a kind of a complicated answer, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, I'm happiest. My life is oddly stable, which has to change in a little bit. Whenever it gets too stagnant, you got to make the chaos, make something interesting happen. But I'm in a position where I never thought I'd be. I wanted to be weird. I'm definitely weirder than I've ever been. I'm definitely not a big old piece of shit like I think I used to be. I definitely am the kind of person that I've always dreamt I would be. I'm interested to see what happens next, but yeah, for the most part, pretty happy. Ask me tomorrow, and I'll probably give you a different answer. Thank you all so much. I do like to end my shows with I spend money on that, like a grown-up. Guys, thank you so much. My face hurts. Let's get out of here. Oh, stop. So blockhead-wise, I can do regular blockhead, I can do scissor blockhead, screwdriver blockhead, taser blockhead, which is my favorite. Here's why I started doing this. Brain floss, I can do IV brain floss, the balloon inflation, the knife game, and you play that, I can do that. So there's that, the propane torch on the tongue, mouse trap on the tongue, rat trap on the tongue, bear trap on the hand. Firecrackers exploding in my hand, putting dry ice in my mouth. Blowing bubbles, that one's a personal favorite.
Bubbles with what?
Dry ice in your mouth, so you blow it and it pops. It's a whole lot of fun. Handcuff escapes, working on straight jacket escapes. I'm trying to think what else is in the box right now.
Don't you staple stuff to your chest?
Oh yeah, stapling myself. There's just so many things. What? Yeah. So with that in mind, what taser one day on my face? Museum of the Weird House in Texas, Psychopath Dog!